Everybody, my name is Wendy Keys Turnbull and I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! Thanks so much for joining me tonight. And so I left a little hint when I asked earlier. I'm going to just zoom in a little bit here. Slide it over a little bit, move it up a little bit. Whoops, got my finger in the way. Remember, if you're watching, to drop me a little message in the comments, hello or whatever. Why is this not going back where I want it to go now? Oh well, we're just gonna make do with what we've got here. Okay, so I asked if any of you had ever heard of foiling before. Hi Sherry, nice to see you here. Foiling is something I learned at a rubber stamp convention a while ago, and it uses this deco foil and a laminator and a laser printer, which I happen to have, but there's a way to do it without a laser printer. So if you don't have a laser printer, don't worry, you can still do this. You just have to get yourself some of this deco foil, which you can pick up at any Hobby Lobby, Michael's, I don't even know if there's still other, but any craft store you're going to find this. So and then the laminator, which I need to turn on anyhow because I need to heat it up. I just bought this laminator online I believe I bought it through Amazon. Pretty sure I bought it through Amazon for $19.95. So you can get them pretty inexpensively. Actually, I had to replace the laminator I bought at that particular rubber stamping convention because I made a mistake and gummed up the rollers and ruined it. So, okay, so these have a cold setting and a hot setting, and on and off. So you want this on hot, and you want it on, and I'm going to let that set to the side and warm up while we prep what we're going to foil. Sorry, I got something in my eye and I'm a little distracted trying to get it out of my eye. Okay, so this is what I did earlier today. I used the Perfectly Detailed stamp. It's either in the current catalog. I'm pretty sure it's in the current catalog. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Okay, and I used, this is what happens when you foil it. I'm going to have to stand up more. This is what happens when you foil it using laser printing and the foil. So this is obviously a blue. If I keep moving it around, you can see that it's blue. Okay. So then I did two using my method. I did one with red and I did one with green because I'm thinking Christmassy colors right now. So let me just show you them all together. And you can see that the blue one is a little bit deeper foiled, but you can still see plenty of shininess on the red one and on the green one. So I'm going to show you how to do that today just using Stampin' Up! Supplies. Okay. Hi, Deb. And of course, my picture's gone out again, but I'm not going to worry about it. Here is the host code for this month, or for the next month or so. But I also have now posted the link for shopping at the top of my page. So on this page, you will always find it at the very top. It's pinned there. So you can just click on the link in there and you can go and shop. Okay, so let's get started. I want to show you this, though. This is what you end up with from the foil once you have run it through the laminator. So that's really pretty, very lacy. So I might use that on something else. I might use that on a card front. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so for this one, I'm gonna make a baby card. I'm gonna use Rays of Light and Little Dreamers. So we're going to foil the Rays of Light stamp. So what we're going to do is, okay, we're going to use a Stamparatus because you're going to heat emboss this design 3 times on your paper. So I am going to use white. Put it in here like so. I use this. A lot of people complain that with their Stamparatus, it doesn't stamp well around these edges. So I just cut this little piece of inch-wide paper, L-shaped, to put in there. And that way I can put my paper up against that, and then it's always stamping in the middle. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach it with just a little bit of tape runner to keep it in place, because like I said, we're going to emboss it 3 times. So we want to make sure. Okay, I'm going to try to redo this. Even though I said I wasn't going to, I am going to. So we want to, okay. Okay, all right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take an embossing buddy and clean up. Make sure I take all the static off my paper. We're going to take the Ray of Light stamp. And we're going to place it on here. I think I kind of want it to be like this. And we just need to close the lid. There we go. Okay, we're going to take a Versamark pad and we're going to put it, even though it's not going to cover the whole paper, I don't want to miss a spot, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it all over the whole stamp, just to make sure I don't miss anything. I'm not exactly sure why my stamp has partial black on it. Must be something I did to it before. You want to make sure you've got a lot of Versamark ink on there. I'm going to go ahead and close it. I'm going to use my little Stampendable thing to make sure I get a nice even impression. Okay, so far we've used a Stampin' Up! Stamp, and obviously the Stamparatus isn't available anymore. And we've used Versamark ink, and now we're going to use Stampin' Up! Clear embossing powder. All right, I'm going to take this off of here. Remember, it's taped on there. And we're going to put the clear embossing powder all over the rays of sunshine. Oh, I see that I'm going to have to trim it because I see that I didn't get all the way to the edge of my paper here. Okay, which is strange because it's showing on here that I got all the way to the edge. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to heat emboss this. See, a little bit of the black came off on the paper, but that's okay. That's not going to matter. That's not going to show. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Bev. Wonder where everybody is tonight. It's funny. Okay, let's do it from the back so we can curve our paper the other way. Here it goes. Now it's starting to turn. Oh, and then I'm stuck on something here. There we go. Gotta grab the other edge so I can do where I was holding. I'm not sure why that didn't ink up over there. Okay, and then we're going to put it right back where it was. And I'm going to do the same thing again. Oh, I see why. No, that's not it. Strange. Okay, just like I said, make sure, hi Judy, make sure you got lots of Versamark on it. Close her back up. I gotta make sure that tapes itself back down again. There we go. Close her back up because I want it to be in the exact same spot. Okay. And we're gonna, oops, hang on. I see that it didn't get any over here. I can see that. Okay. Oh, I I see that some more is going on there now. I'm gonna push over here a little bit more. Okay, let's see what happens here. All right, we're gonna repeat the process. So we're gonna put some more clear embossing powder over it. Try not to handle the clear embossing powder too much, but gotta put your hands in it a little bit. Okay, so now it got all the way to the edge. That's good. Oops, I'm spilling. Okay. And nope. Sorry guys, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing or not because my picture is still out. So, okay, now I think I need to hold this in between rays. We're gonna do that again. Hi, Bev. Both the Bevs are on. So ladies, if you didn't catch my post earlier, we are doing foiling with embossing powder and Versamark ink as opposed to with laser printer. So I am lucky enough to have a laser printer, so I can foil, but you can't foil your stamp sets. You can only foil things that you've printed. So, okay, we're gonna do that one more time. Did that go? Nope. Wait, it's not quite done over here. Okay, let me see if I can get it to fold back the way it needs to be. Starting to. Okay, one more time through with the embossing. So I'm embossing it 3 times, one on top of the other. It's nice that I can line it right up here so I know that it's going to the same place it was in. Here we go again with the. Okay, let me try this again. This is so irritating. I don't understand why this is doing this. I say that every week. So, okay. Here we go again with the... Okay, so we're gonna put lots of Versamark on one more time. Like I said, you want to make sure you have lots of it on. Okay. And, oops, hang on, I've got to tape that, get that tape to stick again so I know that it's in the right place. There we go. Okay. And we're going to rub on it again. Make sure everything gets covered, gets transferred. Okay. And one more batch of clear embossing powder. Let me hold it in the middle here. See, I'm getting it all over the place, but I'm putting lots and lots on. Can't really tell when it's clear, it's hard to tell. So let me make sure that the edges got it. And over here, I think so. Okay, let me tap it off. And here we go one more time. There we go. You could probably go on and on here. 3 layers is what I have found works the best, or 3 layers is where it starts to work. I haven't tried to put more than 3 layers of embossing powder, clear embossing powder on. You could do this with colored embossing powder too, but if you're going to be foiling over it, there's really no sense. Hang on, I've got to switch it around, do the rest of it. So over here, I don't have full layers. You'll see along here, it's separated from being on against that. I'm not sure why. I've never had that do that before, but so we will see how things work or don't work with less embossing on it. Okay, so we'll put that aside. Let me close this up so it doesn't get tipped over and a mess made. Now I had cut out, what a mess. I had cut out a gold, all right, where is it? Somewhere here. And I've lost it. Here it is. Okay, sorry about that. I have cut out a gold, there it is, foil. And afterwards I was thinking I probably should have used a different color because this will look a lot like embossing with gold embossing powder. But the whole idea of this is that you can emboss with any color of foil that you have. So you know what? Actually, I think I want to use, so this one, it's a iridescent kind of thing. Let's see if it has a name. These are called transfer sheets, by the way. They're for fabric and paper. So you can use the same thing for iron-on types of things. And I got these at Hobby Lobby, obviously. Okay, I don't see opal. So this is opal. And you'll see that I don't know, can you guys see that? Let me see here. Yeah, there you can see it. So it's got like swirlies of different colors, just like opal would have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a piece off of here that will fit there. I think right about there is probably good. I'm just going to fold it. Oops, I've got two pieces here. One more thing you want to do, make sure. So this is, it's called foiling, but this isn't really foil, obviously, but it's the same thing. Let's see what we do here. Okay. So we're going to put this. So you want the shiny side up. See, it's dull there, shiny here. You want the shiny side facing up. We're going to put it right on there. We're going to put it inside a piece of copy paper. You don't want it inside. You could put it inside a piece of, oh my goodness, what a mess. You could put it inside a piece of cardstock. But copy paper will suffice. I think probably you'll get the heat to it better. So then you just slide it in until it grabs. And then you just let it take it in. Just put it down here where you can see the whole thing, hopefully. Now we go quiet for a couple minutes. And it's going to come out the other end, and I'm going to run it through. First, we're going to look a little bit, and then I'm going to run it through again. As soon as it stops moving. There we go. Okay, so if I peel back, you can see it. Oh, see, I forgot that there's that dark stuff on there. All right, so I'm going to run it through again just to make sure that it gets as much of the color on it as it can. And probably, maybe the opal wasn't the best thing to do because it's going to be hard for you guys to see it on video. See what I can do. But no one should like its embossing. What do you mean, Judy? Okay, so, and the tape has also melted to the paper. One of the important reasons to have the paper in there, that's your transfer paper. And there we go. Let's see how I can show you this. There you go. The problem is the black in the middle here because there was black coming off of, and on the edges because there was black coming off of the ink pad. So it would have been better if I had done it in gold because gold would have hidden that, but you can see all the different colors on there. It's pretty. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off, and I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to work on the card. So because I'm making this a baby card, let me just get the powder off that, and I don't know who it's going to, and actually, I could send it to my Norwegian daughter. I might do that. So I'm doing it in generic colors because I wasn't sure who I was going to send it to. I totally forgot about Vilda. Okay, so in here I have a pool party card base, because you all know pool party is my favorite color. And I have the lion with the star, and I'm going to use A Star is Born. And then on the inside, congratulations on your new little one. So let's go ahead and stamp. I'm going to stamp the lion on here using Memento, because we're going to color it in with blends. I know that's the thing, Judy, that you can, if you're foiling any color of foil, and there are a lot of colors of foil, any color of foil that they have, you can do this with on any of your stamps. So I could have even foiled the lion if I wanted to, but I thought that might be getting too much foiling in, although I also was thinking I was going to use gold here, and that would have been too much. So, okay, so let me just color him in rather quickly. And I would love to use Wink of Stella on the star. However, my Wink of Stellas are either missing or in the bins from the Christmas cards that we did this. I had my Christmas card event this weekend. So, okay. So I'm going to do his mane in copper clay. Excuse me, I got to bring the light over here. I know it kind of interferes, but I need it. I'm blind. One more time, I'm going to try to get this working. This is so ridiculous. Play. Try to get, okay. Oh, and it immediately went out. Oh, well. Okay. Just going to have to deal. I don't understand why it's giving me such a hard time when it's the only thing. Well, the other computer is on, but nobody's using it. Okay, and here. This is so cute. And at the end of the tail. Okay. And then we are going to use dark wild wheat, only because I was going to use light wild wheat, but my light wild wheat is in one of my bins that I haven't emptied out yet. I think I want to use the other end. Almost done. And then we're going to go ahead and use, I wanted to use crushed curry, but I don't think, either they don't make crushed curry markers, blends, or they're in one of my bins. And I'm pretty sure they don't make crushed curry blends, because I don't think I have a place for them in my rack. So we're just going to use dark Daffodil Delight. Yep, dark. Isn't he cute? Okay. And for the belly, this is such a cute set. I saw it and I knew I had to have it. These are the ones that I tend to hang on to because, you know, I don't have a lot of them. So, all right, I need to just put a little shadow on the mane here, underneath the chin. And under the ears. Okay. Now for his star, we're going to use Lemon Lolly, and this is light Lemon Lolly. And then I am going to see if I have a, yes, that's supposed to have one in it. Let's see if that has a Wink of Stella in it. Nope, my wink of Stellas seem to disappear. Those of you who were here this weekend, please check and see if you have a wink of Stella that might belong to me that you accidentally put in your stuff. I know you guys bring those kinds of tools with you. That one's supposed to have a wink of Stella and it doesn't. This one's supposed to have a wink of Stella. Let's see if it does. Yes, this one does. Okay, good. All right, so I do want to put, whoops, excuse me, that's loud. Wink of Stella on the star. Give it a little bling. Okay. Oh, of course my house phone is ringing, but it's never anybody. It's always spam, so I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, we're going to cut this baby out. Use the big one because I didn't cut the paper down to use the little one. Okay. Let me flip my magic mat over. I need to wash it. Get it flat again. Get all the stuff out of the grooves. Okay. And we'll cut this baby out. Okay. Oops. There we go. This back in here for now. I'm going to need it one more time probably. Okay, so let's get this onto here. I wish it didn't have the black on it. I'm a little bummed about that, but it'll be okay. Not quite getting to the edge, but that's okay. I think it'll stick. All right, put that on there. I'm gonna pop our little guy up here. Those of you that come to my card classes, let me know if you'd like to do a card like this. Next month, we won't do the foiling. We'll just use embossing powder. But if you'd like to do a baby card like this next month, let me know. And I also cut out some clouds from the dies that go with this and some little stars, which I put on white paper, but I ran the wild wheat, star, there it is. Ran the wild wheat marker blending pen over them first before I cut them out. Okay, so we're going to, I think I'm going to use glue just to make sure. Whoops, backwards, wrong side. That these stick to the foiling. It's going to take a bit for that to stick, but, and then a little one down here. Whoops, that's a lot. Let's do a little one down here. And then I want this little guy. He's going to be popped. This bigger guy, I should say. We're going to pop him right here. There we go. And then I need my sentiment. And I'm going to put that in here. Oh, wait, I got to put my stars on. Okay. Maybe just glue. Okay. Put a star here. We'll put a star, oops, up here. It's not quite a full star. I clipped it on the edge. Oh well. And I think we'll put a star down here. Okay. Stay on there. I know the lion is really cute. Hi, Marin. Glad you could join us. Hi. Okay, let's see if that stays on for more than 15 seconds. Okay, and now my sentiment. That's the inside sentiment. Here's the outside sentiment. A Star is Born. And where did my ink pad go? It's here somewhere. There it is. We're using Coastal Cabana. That's the color of the card base. Star is Born. Okay, and then I need a die to cut that out. What would be ideal would be to have a cloud-shaped die, but I don't think I have any cloud-shaped dies that would fit on. Won't fit with that. Okay, that's a new one we're going to use. Could use a deckled circle. Let's see what else I've got here first. Could use that. Oh, here's a cloud that might fit. Not quite. Oh wait, maybe like that. So to be a little different. We'll see what happens with that. That is from, let me see what that one's from. That one is from Give It a Whirl, which is the stamp set that has the cutout with the dial that you can spin to have different things show. Let's just make sure there's nothing else here that might work. That's really iffy. Okay, let's try cutting this out and see what happens and see if I like it or not. Let me just trim the paper down. I lost the sheath for my snips. I know they're around here somewhere, unless they got thrown out, which is, uh-oh, I bet you I just messed that up. Yeah, I did. Well, I can do it that way. I'm not going to love it, I can tell you right now. We'll see. We'll see. Shouldn't have cut that quite so close. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, I don't love it. I'm going to try a little something different. Let's see how I feel about it. Probably should put it up there. If I'm going to use it, I don't know, it just looks so much better like this, and it won't fit like that. So I'm going to go ahead and just use an oval or a circle. Whoops. That back there. That's kind of cute. Could take up too much space though. I think I'm going to try that. I'll need another piece of paper to cut that from. So I've got an empty one here. Okay, let's clean that off first. Oops, just put my fingers in it. Of course I did. Okay. Star is Born. Ooh, I don't like that. What happened to this? Huh. Well, good thing I've got more paper there, huh? Goodness. I don't know what happened to that. Maybe the, hang on. Let me get that stamp dried off a little bit. There we go. Start in this corner. That's better. Okay. Okay, perfect. I'm just going to run it off screen here, guys. You know what it looks like to cut something out, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it over here. Oops. Here we go. Okay. Oh, I see what it did. So what this does is it cuts out the outer border and the star. So that's kind of cool because then I can do this. That's probably not the side to use. I think I'll use the other side. Do that, and on this, I'm gonna do this. Oops, shoot. Okay, you know what? No, I'm not. We're gonna turn that upside down. I'm gonna take this star off of here. Didn't stick well anyhow. I'm gonna put it down there. All right. Yeah, I know what I'm gonna do. Wrong side. I don't know if I'm gonna like this or not, but we'll see. Oh, I meant to do it on the wrong side of the dimensionals. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't seem to stick anyhow. It's only going on when I want it to go on. Isn't that nice? Okay, get all those little edges. Oops, a couple more over here. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna put this down there flat. Let's use a little glue again. So it's kind of like its own little mane. And then we're gonna pop this inside of it. Okay. Make sure it's leveled up, even. There we go. A star is born. And then on the inside, because this is pool party, I can get away with using Coastal Cabana on it and it will show up, hopefully. Congratulations on your new little one. And then we will take, whoops, the little stars. Actually, let's see. Do I want to use those stars or do I want to use that star? I'm going to use those stars right here. Let me clean this off. All my little, oh, actually, I could use this one. That will work. We'll take that one off of there. And I will put this one on there. And I'm going to do it definitely light. And remember, you cannot use blends on your stamps. They dry too fast, and so they won't stamp, and they'll just stain your stamp. So we'll just do this. We'll just do it like this. There. Congratulations on your new little one. So, front, a star is born, and this is foiled with Versamark ink. And clear embossing powder 3 times. So you put the Versamark ink on, then you put the embossing powder over, tap off the excess, heat it with the glue gun, repeat 2 more times. And then you put it inside a fold of, oh, here's what we have left from the, it's hard to see when it's that color. Okay, you put it inside a folded piece of copy paper with the shiny side up, the side that you want to show goes up on your card base or whatever you're putting it through, and then you run it through the laminator. And like I said, this laminator that I have here, I bought for like less than $20 online. And you run it through, and I ran it through twice just to be sure that it took as much as it could. So I'm pretty pleased with that, even in spite of not using the gold. I do think gold would have been too much back there, although I think the clouds would have stuck out more if I had the gold foil. But I am pretty pleased with that. So we may make one like this in the future. We shall see. Okay, let me try one more time to get you in. Stuck out more if I had the gold. I get to hear it repeated. Okay. So that's all I have for you today. I thank you guys for watching. If anybody's catching the replay, please make sure to leave a message if I get 10 comments from 10 different people. If I get comments from 10 different people, I will be drawing for a prize per choll tomorrow. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, from now on, I will be pinning the current shopping link with the host code embedded in it to the top of the page of this group. So you'll be able to find it just by coming to this group, and it'll be right there at the top where you can see it. So I'll be doing that, and I'll be changing it every time I send an order in. I will be replacing that link with a new host code. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I will see you all next week on Tuesday. Yes, I will be back. I will be ready to go on Tuesday. So have a great week. Happy stamping. Bye-bye, everybody.